he'll give us the thumbs up. Good morning to you all, and welcome back to Paratutu Bowling Club in the mighty Taranaki. And here we are in a cloudy New Plymouth day after we had, as we said earlier in the morning commentary, we had Lake Paratutu yesterday with the heavy rain of yesterday. We had to go indoors in the hall, but today, fortunately, the water's been all pushed away. We've had a fantastic first semi-final play this morning in the singles event, where Peter Horn, known as Hooksy, had a great win against Chen Nordia, 21-16. Chen was up 9-0, got off to a flyer, and then Peter scored, got control of the mat, and fought all his way back, played three-quarter ends with beautiful draw play, got out and won in a fine singles game, fine exhibition of bowls, not just para bowls, fine exhibition of bowls to win 21-16. In a moment I'll introduce Peter, because we're privileged to have Hooksy, Peter Horn, in the commentary booth for a little while this morning. But just let you know what we're going to do now. We're going to play the exciting gold medal match for the Pairs Championship, and we're going to have a pair of Riley Patterson from the Balclutha Club, and he's partnered with fifth year player Bernice Tyree from Takaro and Johnson Park in Palmerston North. And they're going to play against Kieran Fair from Kiatoa Hastings area, and Kieran's partnered by Sally Engi. Peter might have to correct me on the pronunciation of Sally's surname there in a moment, and she plays out of Waiuku in South Auckland, the county's Manukau centre. But first of all, special welcome to Hooksy, to Peter Horn, the godfather, I refer to him, of Para Bowls New Zealand, the legend that he is. A massive international career, massive and successful, massive career in bowls, full stop, out of the Nine Eyed Club. Congratulations, Peter, welcome. Congratulations on your huge performance, not just in the semi-final this morning, but you've been playing great bowls all week. Well done, sir.
Thank you very much for having me, Kev. It was a real struggle of a game. I got off to the worst start possible. 9-0 down, I couldn't get a bowl within 5 or 6 metres of the jack, and then all of a sudden I hit my straps, took the mat out, and Chen went off a little bit, and from then on it was from 9-0 down, I think I was up 12-9 or something like that.
Yes, you were.
Came back, and then it turned into a real ding-dong battle, and I was fortunate enough to get the winning shot on the last end, which I wasn't sure if Chen had knocked his bowl in, but a great competitor, Chen. He's a future of our para bowls also.
Certainly.
We've liked to take, he's been over to the Australian Open. I think he was runner-up over there last year, I think.
It was just this last winter, Peter, of course, and we did celebrate that during your match. That was a fantastic achievement. We was runner-up in the Australian Open disability singles.
Yep.
For a young man of 26 years of age, he plays great draw bowls, and it was a gutsy performance by him. I mean, he fell away for a few ends. You got past him, then he fought back, got back within two of you. And,
yes, he did. Yes.
It was just a. I want to just comment about, and I was within the commentary at the time with as we wait for these Pairs players just playing their trial ends here, nearly finished. I was with Philip Hewell, the Bowls New Zealand president now, who's obviously part of the Para Bowls community as well. So
yes.
That's a great honour for Para Bowls community to have the president of Bowls New Zealand in your community. And in the middle of that game, heads were changing bowl for bowl.
Yep.
And look, I have to say, I mean, I played bowls for 50 years, and it was awesome play to see. They weren't being played with rash shots, heavy rated rakes. They were played with precise draw play, sit a bowl down, trail the jack.
Yep.
You really top of your game, brother.
You've got greens like this, you can do anything on them. I mean, they're magic. You know when you put a bowl out where it's going to go. It's no use slapping yourself on the side if it's narrow or heavy or whatever. You know where they're going to go, and you can trust the green. It's beautiful.
They are beautiful conditions.
Yeah, and I haven't been to the third green, but the two bottom greens down here are magnificent. And the stadium inside is also very playable. It's very good. So
Very good floor in there, and we were lucky to have it yesterday with all the rain.
We wouldn't have done anything if we hadn't had that. Yes, no, it was very good. We were very fortunate, and it was probably good that we had a break, because a lot of the bowlers are absolutely exhausted. And the able-bodied people wouldn't play 4 games of singles in a day, and to ask these disabled people to do it is amazing what a lot of them did.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you know that internationally, I mean, World Championships, Commonwealth Games, yes, we play a longer game at the World Championships and Commonwealth Games, but we only play 2 games a day.
Yeah,
for
well,
the para players. People might not understand. People who've got prosthetic limbs,
yeah,
to stand on a prosthetic limb
yep,
for 6, 7, 8 hours in a day is beyond the pale, really.
Yep.
And people in a wheelchair, some people pushing themselves. Some people have assistants to walk up and down the green, push them up and down the green, but para players generally, just because of the physical needs, it's a struggle to play. But yes, they are exhausted, but they've had a fantastic competition here this week, Peter.
Oh, it is. I mean, the Paratouji Club's a brilliant club as well, and they've hosted us really well. Phil's doing his introduction down there of the players to the crowd. Reasonable crowd in today, so that's good. Yeah, no, it's. I know that after the first day's bowls, I went home and I got myself into bed, and I thought, oh my God, I've got cramp here and cramp there, and I finally found a place where my leg was comfortable, and thought, now just go to sleep, and so the next day's another day, of course. So
of course, we talk about a bit of self-talk on the bowling green. You know that. You play a bowl, you play a good one, so your self-talk might be same bowl.
Yeah.
So go to sleep was a bit of self-talk for you.
Very much. Yeah. No, I don't think I've had that for a while, where I've had so much pain in my legs after a day's bowls, but because we had 4 fantastic games, and one of those I had to beat Phil, who had actually won 3 games as well. So
and Phil was happy to tell me today that should you go ahead and win it, he will have lost to the winner. He's lost to the finalist anyway. It's the only game he lost.
Oh, he's a great chap, and he's been very good for our organisation. And
certainly,
we call him our club captain.
Yes.
He's designed our shirts, which you'll see everyone wearing them.
Yes.
They're absolutely lovely, and our flag that's fluttering up there, it's all designed by Phil, and yes. We need people like that, and he's really good. So
he's had a big lead role in organising the logistics throughout the day of this tournament, as well as play, and that's always a challenge.
It is, yes.
And you've done that yourself for years.
I have for years.
I have in fewer events.
Yeah, so it was quite nice to actually hand over the organisation to them, the running of the tournament, and let myself play. Even though I'm driving the van morning and night. Getting up at 6 o'clock and bringing the first ones down here after 7, and I think last night was about 8:30 the last load home.
I did say this morning that we had play all day, got off the green very late, close to 7 o'clock last night in the indoor. And but let's introduce these players and the pairs, Peter. I mean, we've just seen the first bowl. They've had their trial ends. The first bowl was played by Sally.
Sally Ing.
Tell me how to pronounce it.
Just Ing, yeah.
Sally Ing.
Sally Ing.
So Sally is from Counties Manukau there.
Yep.
She played her first bowl Jack level, a good opener, and this is she on the mat, of course. Is she allowed to say she? I don't know.
Yes, I think Sally actually comes from the Wairarapa.
Oh, does she?
And she was a caterer in the Wairarapa for years, and she's been a great supporter of our group. She the second bowl was just rolled into the ditch, unfortunately.
Right.
She's got one Jack level, about 2 feet to the side.
Yes.
She's a lovely lady, and she left us for a couple of years. She had some ailments that weren't repairable, so now she's come back. So.
Yes. As you know, and including yourself, and thank you for permission to talk about people's health status. We see Bernice charge into the ditch there, a bit overweighted. She was a metre short first, and she increased that by too much. But Sally was telling me just before, her pathway to para bowls comes out of a tractor accident 25 years ago, where she developed a permanent drop foot. She's got feet, leg and arm challenges. but she loves being part of this community. And correct me if I'm wrong. I
The
believe
second bowl's coming in.
played a
It's a
screamer.
it's a foot behind the jack, right on the
Done
line.
very well. 2 good bowls on the head. But she won the Peers last year.
She did,
in
yes.
fact, with her opposition skip today.
Exactly right. Yes, and I played in that final last year, and Sally laced the jack every end. She was the dominant lead that killed the game.
Well, we'll watch this here because she certainly started that way first of all. And Bernice is heavy on the
Bernice
back
is
end, but
going to
she
go
might,
in the drink again,
she
I think.
might hook the jack. She didn't hook the jack, so Sally's got 2 very close bowls, both of them much less than a mat length away, as they're going to change over here.
It's 14 ends, I believe. Is that right? No time limit.
This match is 15 ends,
15,
I believe.
is it?
15 ends, no time up.
Okay.
Bernice Tyree is the other opposition lead coming
Yeah.
out. She's playing lead for Riley Patterson. So Bernice this is her first final.
Yes.
And Bernice is only a 5th year player from Takaro there at Palmerston North. And I said, what's all your best bowl success? She says, this is. So that's pretty exciting for people to have a chance.
I think
to come
she
here.
got a medal last year in the triples that we play, but the triples is a round robin competition.
Right.
But she was in one of the teams that got a medal. She's also on our committee and a great member of our committee that does a lot of hard work behind the scenes.
Another big volunteer in the bowls world.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And her health challenges, as I said, people have given us permission to speak about their health challenges to help people under the context. Anybody anybody can play bowls. Anybody with any health challenges can play bowls. And Bernice's backstory comes from she's always sport involved, and she had a surgical treatment injury, and a couple of things didn't go well for her, and so she's got sustained some permanent injuries from that, and that qualifies her, for want of a better description, classifies her. As we see Riley play the backhand down here, he's
close.
2 down on the hat. He's close to this jack, Peter. Oh, he's just going to run past it. But I tell you what, these players are just playing this first end, and we saw first of all Kieran went into the ditch with his first.
No,
he's up there. Sorry, it's the ladies.
He's about a
Sally's
metre
bowl.
short
Yeah,
out to the
metre short.
side.
Sorry, he's got the orange bowl, so he looked away.
Kieran Farr plays from a wheelchair and is very good bowler in his own right in the club and in the able-bodied scene.
So Kieran, of course, is from Kiatawa in Hastings, and he's played a good bowl here. He's lane 2, and he's drawn a 3rd shot in. Well, he's got his 4th shot is actually counting. He's a yard over there and a yard short. So Riley 4 down on this first end, playing a second bowl. Kieran from Kiatawa, and he actually was born with spina bifida, so he's had that all of his life, and went through a standard school program. What's Riley doing?
I think he's short and narrow, I think.
A little narrow. I don't know about the short too much. He might be getting close to Jelly. But I'll tell you what, he's going to save some shots with this.
He has
He's gonna
saved
get
some shots. I think he'd be a couple down.
3rd shot, because he was 4 down.
No, it's good weight.
Good bit of saviour. He's got gets his line, but he's telling me he proudly works for the Ngāti Kahungunu Trust in full time in the Mighty Hawke's Bay, and he's a database administrator there, working well over that. And he says they're all pretty pleased and proud of me, and he thinks they might be watching today. So that's great to have.
He's
this
close again,
and
he's just gone through and into the
has
ditch.
gone through, just slid through, just flopped into the ditch. So. But so this is so last year Riley here, who's skipping, won it with Sally, who's in the opposition.
Yes.
Riley playing his last bowl, 2 shots down.
So we don't pick our teams. The teams are drawn out of the hat.
It's a drawn pairs competition.
So
how's this one looking, you reckon, Peter?
He's a little short, I think.
A little short.
Yeah, no, it was a perfect line.
Not much, just run away a tiny wee bit, maybe a yard. So we'll see what's happening here. So
2 down has been
2 to
indicated
Bernice,
by
so
Bernice.
better than 4 for starters. So that's the first of 15 ends here. They were playing on no time limit, and we'll have to see if somebody's going to do the scoreboard numbers for us.
On the roof.
What are we looking on the roof? Oh dear.
That does not look healthy.
We won't look at health and safety issues. They're not even going there. We'll say it's happening somewhere else.
I see nothing.
No, I didn't see that. So that's all finished and completed and dealt with. Peter, we didn't invite you in to be distracting, and certainly not to distract me about the scenery. There's a bit of running repairs, but there's a momentary matter done. So that's achieved. Let's get back to the bowls.
The
So
second end's about to start.
Second end, we've got Sally going off.
Sally, I think, is primarily plays the forehand.
Well, I was
so
just looking at that. I was looking at. She looks like she's going to play around the clock.
Yeah.
And of course, some people, just because of their physical challenges, may well do that.
Exactly.
I
mean, a good coach will tell you to play the one side of the green or up and back, but
I did quote you, Honourable Sir. I had beautiful quotes from a number of people, but yours was one of the good ones about when you're coaching para players, the coaching manual goes out the window.
Exactly.
And we have to work with people's abilities, what they can do.
Yes.
Everybody's different. Everybody's unique.
Yeah.
And we work with that. So in fact, what's happening here? Bernice is playing a better bowl here. She's down the same side of the green. She's a metre and a bit short, maybe.
Yeah.
But reasonable line, just a little tight. So he's going to step up and play hers. So this is going to be an interesting match. 2-0 to.
Well, the good thing
Sally
is that
and
the disabled come and they see other people and they all go, well, you know, I'm not so bad after all. You look at someone else and you think, you know, they can play bowls.
Sally's played a great bowl.
She has.
She's
She's
all over
played
the top of the jack, right 6 inches away.
Yeah.
Look, Peter, it's a huge point you make. Is that anybody can play bowls, and bowls is a game that para players, para participants can get great pleasure playing this sport.
Yeah.
You know, ideally it's a non-contact sport. And there's, but I mean, when I talk to all of the people here, all of the participants, they've all told me this is a great community. It's amongst my peers.
Yep.
It's there's nobody got anything wrong with them here.
That's right.
This is my peer. This is my normal, and I'll have to find the quote a little later maybe. But one of the quotes that one of the guys told me yesterday is he says, I meet people who have more wrong with them than any of these disabled players, and there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is a fantastic.
Sally's played another hummer. What
played a touch
beautiful bowls.
So that is fantastic bowls. So
this is what she did last year. I can tell you.
This is what she did last year. She's got 3 shots there.
Yeah.
She's got 1 toucher. She's got 1 right beside it and 1 a metre over.
Yeah.
So she's holding great shots there. So poor Bernice, she's played 1 on the forehand and then
1 backhand.
One backhand from Riley asked her to play down there. Now she's got to go back to the forehand, try and get 1 on the head to give Riley a bit of a chance of that.
She's given it a
Does
shot.
Riley have a bit of an attacking shot?
Yes,
at all?
Riley can play a drive. Yes.
He'll play. He may play that, but of course the danger is he's got to get some bowls on the head here as well, because he's got one at the back, which
That
would be
could
a really
be handy.
good home.
Yes.
A really good home on the centre line from Bernice, and 1 short, but Sally's got 3 shots as the changeover.
And of course, this year we've invited some of the visually impaired bowlers along.
Yes, tell me how you think that's gone, Peter.
I think
congratulations
it's been
for doing
fantastic.
That. Yes.
Yeah, I forget how it came about. We discussed it at a meeting, and our secretary Pam Walker said, "Look, I've had a interest from 1 or 2 of them," and I said, "Well, as long as we don't get 50, we should be okay." You know, and I think we've got 5 or 6.
Three players and 3 directors.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I
So
count the directors.
Well, the directors are, but I mean, the player can't play without a director.
That's right. Yeah,
that's exactly how it is.
Yeah, so no, I count them as part of the team, and they've been absolutely impressive. People have said, "Oh, you know, how can you play a blinder? You know, you be kind to them," and then, you know, like anyone, you watch them draw a shot and you think,
yeah, I don't want to be kind anymore.
I'm not going to be kind anymore. You know,
no, that's right.
And
that's exactly how it is. I mean.
Kieran's played a beauty here. He's come right in on the top of the shot bowl and
monster.
Oh, he's within a foot of the jack. Brilliant.
What he's also done is left gaps.
Yes.
And so Riley is under big pressure here to start this match. It's going down the forehand.
He's going to draw.
You know, just talking about the vision impaired, the VIs there. Tom Boyd, the B2 player, went to the World Championships. He finished a very close 4th in the medal chase there.
You talk about that hole, and he's gone through it.
Yeah, he sat the hole.
He sat it.
Look, he didn't get through the hole, but what a great shot to get. He saved shots down here.
Brilliant.
He saved shots. He was 4 down again.
Yeah.
But Tom Boyd, in the qualifying of the singles that you are in the final of, he won his first 3 games, including one game, 21-0.
Is that right?
And he won his first 3 games, and he lost in a it was a tighter heads, but he lost by about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And that still managed to not get him. He qualified 12th qualifier out of 46, put him in the plate,
Yep.
and in the quarterfinals. And so he's a good bowl from Kieran. He's a little tight, is he?
He was having a little go at that bowl.
As the trucks rumble by beside us and make us feel like a little earthquake in this porticon we have up behind the this rink. We're on the high steps, terrace, I suppose you would call it,
Yeah.
looking down onto the green. A beautiful area to commentate bowls from. But so Tom Boyd, Sue Curran was here, 75-year-old, had been to the Commonwealth Games, and Barry Ryan, and they were all very competitive players in this competition. So they've had a great time.
I think Bernice just signalled that Riley's only 1 down, so he's changed his hand to try and push a bowl on, but he's a little weighted and gone past.
He is. Good call, Peter. He's a little strong on the weight. But in a moment, Peter, we're going to let you have a decent break before lunch so that you can...
No problem.
I'm sorry, I did have a bit of mirth at your experience at once. I do need to tell you now that you're face to face, because when you lay 3 shots, I think, to win the game, and I did turn to Philip Hewler and say, well, he can't cross his fingers to hope for good luck, or cross his legs or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll just get him to breathe or something. So,
Yeah.
but I said that Peter wouldn't mind me having a little bit of mirth at his expense.
No, it's been good.
So own up to that.
And I mean, like when I started bowls years ago, I mean, who would have thought a guy with no hands and no feet could play outdoor bowls?
Well, of course.
And
Well, your own. I mean, I've
know.
sung. I haven't sung. How can I sing your entirety of your? You see what he's done in the backhand here. He's
well, he could get his own
he
here
wouldn't want to
too.
flick his own out of the head.
Oh no,
he
I
flicked
think
off
he's a little
Benice's.
lucky there.
Well, if he'd flicked his own off, he'd have gone back to 4 or 5 down because he had nothing else in the head.
Yeah.
But you know, you have a huge CV both on domestic level, international level, and hello, they're just taking these bowls out. See what's
Benice has
happening here.
taken 1 out.
That jack must have moved when she drew that touch. Are they going
When
to
Riley came in, yeah.
Yes.
I think
So
they
you
might
might
be
have
calling
got
for an
the second shot.
umpire.
Yes. Umpire might get the first call of the day.
Well, here she comes.
Yes, this is Betty, the umpire, husband and wife, David and Betty. I'm just trying to think of their surname. David and Betty Brunton. I'm so advised. They've been umpiring several days in a row.
Yes.
And stalwart umpires in this mighty Taranaki region.
Yes.
But so we're going to give you a break, and we're going to.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you
And
for your great leadership of this organisation.
if you could put some arrows up this afternoon, tell me what hand to play, perhaps, or something. You know.
What did they do in the Waikato rugby? No, the South African rugby team. They bring the lights on.
Yes.
Red or green.
Yes.
Remember in the World Cup there. We'll
I
do
mean,
that
Graham's a brilliant bowler. I'll have my work cut out beating him, but you know, I'll give it my best shot, and
Peter,
hopefully the best man wins.
You'll have a great final because your own standard of play has been exceptional throughout this tournament, and Graham's has too, as you say.
Yep.
Both have been playing on these beautiful tracks, beautiful play.
Oh, you can't complain.
But he won't mind me saying this because you know and I know he's not afraid to attack a head, so watch the back.
Yep. There's another 2 there, I believe.
Is it
so
2 they got out of that?
I will love and leave you
You'll leave us
guys.
at 4-0 there to Sally and to Kieran, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me in the box.
We wish you well for your singles final this afternoon, but equally well, of course, to Graham Scullin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. We're going to invite very soon. We're going to invite a local newcomer into the box here, and we'll explain her role here. It's great to have Amanda Crean. Did I get the pronunciation correct? Amanda Crean is a Para 2 member. She's a 5th year player here, and she's been here marking singles, her and her husband Tom, and they've been marking singles all week. She was the marker in that singles semi-final we've just seen. But she's also a coach, and I met Amanda at the coaching conference that Bowls New Zealand ran for the first time, a national coaching conference, a hugely successful event in Christchurch just a few weeks ago, as we see Sally play this very first bowl brilliant opener here. So Amanda, welcome to the commentary box.
Thank you.
Great to
Stephen.
have you here on board. So I met Amanda there, but she's no mean player, because in her 5th year, Amanda, as I understand it, has just been named in the Taranaki Women's Open side for intercentre competition.
Yes, that's correct.
And so that's a huge achievement, and you only get that through good results in yourself. So well done to you. And look, so we see a great reply here from Bernice coming down the backhand, gets in there, gets a good second shot, just a yard through. But Sally has played some outstanding bowls here to start this Peers match.
She certainly has. Very impressive.
She's somebody who hasn't done the scoreboard down the other end, makes it 4-0 at the moment. Maybe the skips are going to do it only, rather than the leads are too worried about kicking bowls back and laying jacks. Sometimes in para bowls, Amanda, we have, and we didn't really think about putting that occurring here, we sometimes have assistants assisting people on the green, so scoreboard attendants, or even Kieran might get somebody pushing him up the green. That sort of thing can happen for people, or kicking bowls back. That sort of thing is required for some players. But these players, they live a full and a healthy and a normal. What's normal? But they live a healthy life like anybody else.
Absolutely.
And they'll get through this match beautifully. But what have you thought about this week?
Oh, I have loved this week. It has been such a privilege to be involved.
Just before you go over
Yes,
here,
look
look
at
at this
this.
reply from Bernice. Has played a screamer. She's actually changed her hand here, and she's come down on the forehand, has finished a foot away.
Fantastic
15
second.
inches, good second shot. So she's actually got 2 seconds there. But you've had a good week. You've enjoyed this.
Yes, it's been absolutely brilliant. I have absolutely enjoyed meeting everyone. Just such great people and fantastic bowlers, as we can see.
What do you think about the standard? It's not
The
bad.
standard's incredible.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
I mean, you marked that game between Peter Horn and Chen Nordia, and I wax lyrical about it, because it's true. There were ends in there that were changing bowl by bowl. The end was
Yes.
changing bowl by bowl, and
They
that in
were.
open company, any ends that change bowl by bowl means people are on their game.
Absolutely. And it was amazing to see Peter come back.
It was a horrible start, 9-0 down.
It was.
Got back to 12-9,
Absolutely
13-9 in front, and then Chen got back to within 2. I think it was 18-16 or something in
Yes.
that domain, 16-14, something like that. As we see Sally get heavy with a couple, but all the bowls on the head here now. Bernice is getting into her work, feeling the speed a bit better, maybe a little bit of nerves as a 5th-year player playing in her first final. Maybe not.
And also they were in the stadium yesterday, which is a
They were
slower
on the
green.
carpet.
They were on the
so
carpet.
That's right. And
Takes a little bit to adjust to that.
yeah, that was really fascinating yesterday. We had to adjust the program length of time the players played their matches, and had to shorten games, but we still got through the pairs qualifying. And so these are the best teams that have come through. It's been fantastic. These were the top 2 qualifiers. Riley and Bernice, I think, were the sure that's correct, were the top qualifier, and Kieran and Sally were the second top qualifier. So but Kieran and Sally have jumped out to a nice little 4-0 lead to start this match, with Sally got a bowl on top. I don't know whether you knew that Sally played with Riley last year.
Yes,
And
yes,
they won it.
Yes, they were telling
They
me,
won it.
and in fact, Kieran and they all 4 of them were joking yesterday. Wouldn't it be funny if we were in the final together? So, and it's happened.
It was Kieran in the final last year? No. Peter
for-
Horn was in the final
Yeah,
last
yeah.
year.
But for this year, they were joking.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be
They were
funny?
joking. Yeah, well, here they were.
And here they are.
Pre-match, and here they are all playing. It's a great community. So we see Riley, we see Kieran go over the head, and we see Riley now playing a backhand press. He's fairly close to this.
This is looking good.
It might just
Might
drift
just
by.
Oh, just very close.
So it's an interesting shot that he's played there on the back end. Riley was 1 down. He's trying to get the jack to come towards Bernice's bowls, but of course Sally's bowl's in the way. He played that with quite a lot of weight, and one wonders if he was should be playing the forehand, but at the end of the day he's out there playing it. He's got to play the shot. It's a bit like the rugby players. Play the game you see. Play the shot
Absolutely.
you see.
And of course, it looks so different from the other end.
Oh, totally. So Bernice is there. Riley's still on the back end. Kieran's covered the back, covering the areas. So he's He's slowed the weight down. He's got an interesting track here because he's very close.
This is very close.
Very close. He's going to hit the bowl or the jack. Where's this going to go? He's sprung it and blow me down. It has gone out to the orange bowl of Kieran's, which was his narrow first bowl. Now that's really changed the head though, because Kieran's got a toucher. Kieran's actually near Riley's got a toucher, and Riley's got 3 seconds to that one bowl of Kieran's out there, the orange one, because Sally's bowl was pushed away. So Kieran will play down this back end, see where he goes, and then Riley's got 1 bowl to see if he can change the head again. So big changing shot there. Riley's played a lot of big bowls these first few ends. He's saved 4 down to 2 down. That's a good bowl.
Here. Look at this.
And good speed. Great draw play from Kieran. Drifted through just a little. There's not 3 seconds, but there might be 2. That's the one to beat, says Bernice. He's going to play. He's not going to play the backhand to sit the ball. He's going to play underneath the head to draw the shot, sit his own bowls, come off his own bowls or get the clean. He looks fairly heavy, but he might get off his own bowls here. You'll see where he goes. He got a wee edge, but he was a shade heavy. So he's 1 down to Kieran and Sally. So that should be the end of the end. Would make it. Yeah, they're just clearing bowls from the head. I don't think they've quite realised that's the last bowl of the head, these young ladies. Now they've realised Sally's away. And sort out the 1 shot, and that's a 5-0 lead to Sally and Kieran. So you reckon this is not bad, this pair of bowls? What do you think about it as a coach? Have you got anything you can learn? What have you learnt this week about the way the pair of bowlers play, or technique for open, able-bodied players? Have you learnt anything?
The major thing I've learnt this week is the utter mental game that's here.
Yes.
The perseverance.
Yes.
A lot of these players they're playing through pain.
Yes.
And they
definitely.
just stick at it.
Yes.
And they do not give up.
Yes.
And it is incredible to see.
Yes. Yes. It's a really interesting comment you make there, because all parabols, vision impaired, people with physical challenge, deaf players, all have classification systems, and for the physically challenged, those with physical illnesses and challenges, pain is not a measure. Pain is not part of that assessment. And so Kevin, for example, I've got a bad back, I've got bad knees from rugby playing injuries, and my hip's not that good from rugby playing as well, but I wouldn't meet the criteria, even though I'm in constant pain. I get woken at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning with pain. That's not, and I dump a few bowls now from my knees don't work so good. That's not good enough to be classified as a para player. So pain is not a measure. It's about balance, it's about movement restriction, it's about muscle shortening, and so it's about strength. They are the assessment areas, but you make a brilliant observation that they have these classification things, this group of people, but frequently many of the things that they are experiencing is they're in pain as well.
Yes,
and
it's
that
keeping
constancy.
And it's keeping on top of that pain.
Oh, hard, a real challenge, and so, I mean, for years now, my work in the wider para world.
Oh, another great bowl.
Another great bowl, 2 from Chelsea. Rested her own. Thanks, Amanda. Both there, just the other way. I always talk about all of the para players as inspirational, courageous. They're a role model to the rest of us in society to get on with the job. And
here's a good bowl from Bernice.
Bernice has played a good bowl, just a couple of metres through, 1.5 metres maybe, getting in line and just working her way back into the game. And you know, they've gone through well, her and Riley as the first qualifier. So here we go with Sally's going to have another go playing around the clock. But you know, they're a great inspirational group of people. So that mental skills, the attitude that people bring to the game is what we can learn, eh?
And adaptability.
Adaptability, great words.
There was no trouble at all. We got rained off yesterday. They very happily came inside. They had to split groups up and get on with the job, and they did.
Got on with it.
They got on with it.
Got on with it.
Got
There's-
on with it.
I can't help myself because there's a basketball coach from the America that I quote, probably one of the greatest basketball coaches in America ever, a man called John Wooden, who's anybody listening needs to have a Google of John Wooden and go for his 20 most favourite quotes. Sally Bernice has played this. She's drawn a shot
What
here,
a
a yard
shot.
over. She was one down, and so Riley for the first time, and he's clapping. He's excited
He's
about that. He's
very
going to
happy
change
about
over,
this.
holding shot here. Pretty happy about that. But John Wooden has a quote. Who was John Wooden? John Wooden won the NCAA, the basketball, college basketball, which was a precursor to the professional game, and then he coached that. So he won it once, but then he coached UCLA for 10 titles, and he tried to make his players into better people. And he had a quote that one of his 20 quotes that I love to bits is, and it's the ethos of that happens in the para world, as we see Kieran going to try and draw a shot here, is don't let what you can't do stop you doing what you can. And that's what this group is all about.
Absolutely.
Don't let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can. And that's what John Wooden, Kieran's played a great shot. He had drawn a great forehand shot within a mat length. So he's drawn that there now. So Riley's going to have to go and try and retrieve it for him and Bernice. So have a wee look at John Wooden for those people who've never looked at John Wooden's famous quotes, because he's got a range that he used to give these quotes to his players to try and turn them into better people, better players. You know, the other one, I'm a mental health nurse by trade, and I can't help but share this with the wider community of, he has one which is absolutely sport related. A perfect day is not a perfect day unless you have done something for somebody else who can't pay you back.
Oh, that's a brilliant quote.
Now he gives this to sports people,
Absolutely.
and this is sports people. These are athletes. These
Yep.
are para athletes. His were athletes, and these are the mentality, the mental skills, the attitudes that these players bring. Amanda, as we see Kieran play another screamer on the back of his own
Oh,
bowl,
what a fantastic
using
bowl.
the bowl. He was one down at changeover, got one a mat length away, used his own bowl, and he's on top of the jack, drawn a toucher. Nobody wants to mark that toucher. Young ladies need to have a wee look at that, but that's all right. Riley's having a wee run down the forehand. He's close to this. He's very close. Is he going to get this? He's got this. He's sprung it off. The jack has stayed there, and Kieran will still have shot, I believe. Let's have a look. What does that look like there? It's nearest bowl's about a yard away. What do you reckon? Who's got the shot, Amanda? You call it. The orange one?
Yes, I think it will be the orange.
And this one too, I reckon.
The other one's a little bit
And
far
this
behind.
one too.
That's definitely.
Oh, no, it's too quick.
No, it's too quick.
Great
It's just
track,
going
too
through.
quick. So Riley's got a chance now to draw the shot. It is. Bernice says you are one down. So Riley says, she says you can do it. Draw the shot. Riley played a great shot to press the bowl off the top of the jack. So he's played the forehand. Riley's been playing for 10 years in South Otago. He's a great track and too quick. So we'll see about this.
He did move off the opposition bowl though.
Well, that was Bernice's
Oh,
bowl.
that was Bernice,
So that was
yes.
probably Bernice's second shot. So he wouldn't have wanted to move it too far. I think he's probably still got the second shot. Hello, they're going to have a wee look at that. Sally looks like she's able to measure this. Now they're going to do it together. We'll see what happens. Yes. Quite frequently the para players, of course, their disabilities don't allow them to bend over and get down, and they have to call markers, as you had to do, and or umpires to come and measure. We'll see what happens. Bernice has moved that, measuring that, because Riley moved it back, and they'll go round to that other bowl there. It's not in. It's not in. It's short of Sally's. So it should only be one. One still to Kieran and Sally, and so that makes it out to a 6-0 lead. So you quite enjoy this para bowls community.
Oh, I'm loving it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
They've enjoyed having you here. Amanda, thanks for coming to chat with us today. We're going to change somebody else in the commentary box, and we're getting a nice mix of people coming through to chat to us about the para bowls,
Yes.
and really appreciate the work you and the Para Tutu Club have done to support this event. I mean, there's a bit more to go. They've got the wonderful. I think the singles final this afternoon is going to be a blinder.
Oh, I agree.
You marked that match. Are you
Yeah.
marking the final?
I am.
You
yes.
are. Great.
Yes.
They're in good hands. Thanks,
Excellent.
thanks,
Thank you
Amanda. Thanks for coming to
Thank
see
you
us.
very much for the opportunity to have a chat.
Thank you very much. And we'll introduce our next guest in just a moment. So this Peers match moving out now. 3 ends of the 15 to be played is out at 6-0. Kieran Fia and Sally Ying are up 6-0 against Briley Patterson, Bernice Tyree. And just for those of you that might have joined it late, Briley was playing with Sally last year and actually won it. So Briley was playing with Sally this year. They're playing against each other. It's a drawn pairs competition, and but now they're in the opposite teams. So yes, here we go. We're going to start this next end. So just as Sally lines up to play again around the clock, playing forehand. Looks a shade narrow for this line, I think, but we welcome Craig Lane to the commentary team.
Thanks, Kev.
Craig, welcome aboard.
Good to see you, mate.
You're an interesting man,
Thank you.
as everybody is here, and you don't look like you've got any challenges physical health. You've got good mobility, your balance looks good, your strength looks good, your vision looks good.
Yep.
What are you doing at the Parabowls? Who on earth are you?
So I'm here supporting Lloyd Sinton from Browns Bay.
Right, you're a supporter.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been first time for me to the Paras.
Yes.
As
we see, Bernice was a bit heavy on the draw there, charging into the ditch. But
She
carry
was,
on,
yeah.
yes.
What an
So-
eye-opener it's been the last few days.
Has it?
Absolutely.
So you came down as a surprise for Lloyd. He didn't know
Came
you were
down-
coming.
He didn't know. I kept it a secret for probably 2 or 3 weeks,
Yes.
and told nobody at Browns Bay, and
You told nobody, even
Told
there was
nobody,
else
no,
know. You kept it close to the heart.
it was just my partner Wendy that knew I was coming.
Yes.
And turned up on Monday, and Lloyd was in the gents' room, and he popped his little head out the door, and he was like, "Oh, that's Craig's here." But hang on a minute, we're not at Browns Bay, we're
For a Paratutu.
we're at Paratutu. And then it just overwhelmed him a little bit, and
Of course.
it overwhelmed me as well. But Lloyd's a great friend. Got to know him over the last 2 years of being at Browns Bay, and
I
we
just want to
joined.
interrupt you here because Sally's
Yep.
played a blind. Bernice has played a blinder here. She's
Could be a
thrown the
toucher.
previous one into the ditch. She's all over the top of the jackie and drawn a cold toucher.
What a touch! Yeah.
What a great bowl, because Sally had gone 2 metre or 2 past, and just sit down there, and but Bernice did a huge correction and drew a cold toucher.
Good bowl to have on the
Exactly.
2 metre mark.
Exactly what Riley needs is a couple of close bowls to give him a chance. He had bowl at change over last end, but so you surprised him and came here to support
Yep.
him.
Yep, 100%. And
And he's only a second-year player.
only a
and-
second-year player.
And he just made he played this morning in the semi-final of the plate in the singles event.
Yep.
And I know how he got on. How did he get on? Tell the listeners.
Yeah, he won 21-12.
He won 21-12.
Yep.
And he's using a bowling arm. He's got a very rigid spine with his illness challenges that he has. His
Yep.
hands don't work very well. He's a tall man. Bernice now has gone really heavy and wide again, and that's going to be out of play.
Yeah, that's going to go in the ditch,
But,
isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is wide in the ditch.
Okay, well, she's done her
So
job.
She's done one real close.
Yep.
Sally's got an interesting head here because she's got 3 a metre over. So he's in the final of the plate.
He's in the final of
as
the
a
plate.
second-year player.
Second-year bowler.
How does he feel about that?
Overwhelmed,
Yes.
excited,
Yes.
but focused.
And can you calm him down to be not overwhelmed this afternoon when he plays?
Well, you kind of know him as well, Kev.
I do, buddy.
He is a big spirit.
He's a big spirit. That's
He
a good
is-
description.
He is a real big spirited guy. You can't keep track of Lloyd when he's in the clubhouse. He's wandering around talking to everybody. You have to put a string on him to find him again.
I like that.
And but everybody knows Lloyd, and everybody knows Lloyd's here when he's here. He's got a big heart,
And I
and,
think he's playing Peter Wiley.
it's going to be a great game.
Another great game.
Yep.
That singles plate final.
Yeah, it was
He-
hard to watch Lloyd consistently this morning because I was watching that other rink as well, and it was a very close game again.
So let's just have a look at Kieran
Yep.
Fair here. Now Kieran is one down on the head to a beautiful toucher from Bernice, but he's got 3 great catches. He's on a great
Good line. Yeah, cracking
Great
ball
line.
this
He's
is.
very close with good speed. Here's the jack going to go.
Oh, good position.
Just gets past it. What a beautiful second shot.
It's another catcher.
It's, he's got a beautiful second shot. They're all in the pocket over the
Yeah.
head. And so we'll see Riley come down this back end.
Yeah, Riley
So-
just needs to get another ball in the head here, I think.
Yes, he's got to get amongst those 4 catches.
This is a
that,
good ball.
Well, he want to be over the head, so he's just underneath it a little. At
Good ball.
great speed.
Yeah.
Probably third shot, methinks.
Looks
He's
like
just gone a
third
little
shot,
narrow, but
yeah.
if it springs the back of the bowl, that's where the jack's going. So it's actually in a great home.
Yep.
Um,
Could probably
so-
just drag it back a couple of foot and took it away.
well, we'll see what happens here with Kieran. He's going to try and spring this. He's got. He looks a shade tight, I think.
Yeah,
But
his line was good with his first.
yeah, so he's lost a little bit of the
Yep.
speed. I think mostly is what he said. He wants to try and play this a metre or 2 through. But okay, well
He's
we'll
got
see
another
here
one.
now what Riley's going to do. He's going to try and add to the head, try and beat that orange one.
Better line this time.
Yes, he
Oh,
has. He's close here because if he gets around, he doesn't want. He could spring
a
his own because
good
it's
ball.
safe.
Cracking
He's
ball.
going to get the hole. He's got a brilliant ball
Cracking
here.
ball. He's
And
probably
he-
turned it over for 3.
Well, I don't know whether it went far enough. Let's we'll wait and see. But he certainly set the bowl, set it up to and a measure.
Yeah.
Says Sally, an excellent bowl from Riley. 6-0 down on the board.
Is this
So
ends,
he's,
Kev, or is it shots?
Sorry, buddy.
Is this
No,
ends? or
no,
is it shots?
15 ends.
15 ends.
15 ends.
Okay.
It's so we'll see where he's playing. He's playing a bit more weight, but I think he's still a shade narrow with the speed that he's got. He's got good speed to try and catch it. He's only just narrow. Played at very good speed for get it to the jack to those.
Cracking speed.
Yes. So Riley's laying 2 in a measure. Can he draw another 3? He gets a third shot in here. Suddenly he'd be 6-3.
Yeah, he just wants to.
It's,
If he turns that orange ball again, Kevin, I think he's got it.
he's a little quick, I think, a little wide maybe, one or the other or both.
Probably good weight to turn that
If
that
he
orange
got to
ball
the orange
over.
bowl,
Yeah.
he would have been close,
Yeah.
Craig. So they lifted one out. They're going to lift the second one out. Both the leads here have both got
Yeah.
lifters.
Careful with
They
that
want
toucher.
to touch. With people who are not using lifters struggle when the bowl's on the jack and they don't want to move things. And now they're going to look at this third shot. It's the orange one.
Yeah,
And they lift the bowls out. It became clearer.
2.
2 shots, 6-2. So they're on the board, and so Kieran and Sally will be leading 6-2 against Bernice, leading here for Riley. Riley played some big bowls. The first 2 ends, he was 4 down on both ends. He got third shot on each of those ends, kept them in the game at that stage, and was 2 down on the third end, and he sprung it back to 1 down. So he's played some very big bowls. He played a good draw shot there to add to Bernice's toucher. I think this jack might have gone out of play. Bernice has delivered that, but it's gone sideways. So your own experience with bowls, you've come here to support your friend
Yep.
in para bowls. And how long have you been playing?
So we've been in New Zealand for 8 years now, so I'm in my 2nd year playing in New Zealand.
Yes.
But I played for 3 years back in the UK about 20 years ago.
Yes, certainly, Craig.
So
So
I'm
the
on my
greens,
5th
of course,
year
are a
now.
bit different than UK greens. I mean, we went to, I had the privilege to go to Birmingham. The vision impaired players.
Yeah.
In fact, my next guest, Sue Curran, played in the Commonwealth Games at Birmingham, and we were playing on 12-second greens there.
Yeah, big
here,
difference.
And green, even though it's rained all night, so it's probably running 16 today. They
Yep.
were 16 and a half over the last couple of days, 15 to 16 and a half. And it might not sound much the difference between 12 and 15, 16, but grass greens that are 40 metres long in England, as we see Bernice goes through a couple of metres with her first. But it's a big heave on English greens to comparison playing at Browns Bay on the Maniatoto.
Oh, 100%. That's a great first ball.
Brilliant bowl from Sally.
Great
She's
first
back
bowl.
on the job. She's been started the game well and then drifted away a couple of ends, a couple of metres through, but now she's back all over the jack, plastering that. 6-2 in front, leading the way. Bernice is down, playing the back end. Looks a little narrow and short, I would think. didn't get a clean delivery. She didn't step across her line.
Mm-hmm.
Number of these players, of course, who's balance, timing, and it's all about rhythm and timing, balance, timing, challenges.
Yep.
And so she's narrow, just the delivery sneaks in,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to have a look to see if this one's alive or not.
I think it's just about being consistent as well, Kevin, with that delivery.
Totally.
Mhm.
Well, it's the same with no matter whether
Yep.
somebody has any form of a disability
Yep.
or don't.
Yep.
Everybody's. It's a matter of getting a good technique
Mm-hmm.
that suits that person's capabilities and doing it over and over and over and over and
Yep.
over
Mm-hmm.
and developing that consistency, developing that muscle memory, the rhythm and timing.
Yep.
And so here's Sally again.
Good
Sally,
line again.
Sally has certainly shown today. Peter Horn was here earlier. He played against her in the Peers final last year when Sally won it, and he said she did exactly what she's doing here.
Right.
Bowls all over the jack, bowls on the head.
Yep.
And she's had a few years because of health issues away from bowls, and she's back to bowls now, and clearly is a very good player. And then unfortunately Bernice, the bowl came out a bit square in her hand, and so it wasn't cleanly delivered.
She's
It got
changed her
away
hand
from
as well,
her,
didn't she?
and she's had to the director, her coach, who skipped down the other
Yep.
end, asked her to change down there.
Mm-hmm. I think any skipper would be happy with those two bowls on the head.
I'll take those every
Yep.
day, twice on Sundays.
Yeah,
But,
100%.
so here she goes again. Sally's doing a fine job of leading, setting this up for Kieran.
Another good
Kieran's
line.
never won a para title, and Sally won it last year. Was her first one with the Peers,
3 good bowls.
and so she's now close to this jack again. Gone through the hole, gone through
That's
perhaps
good.
about a metre and a bit, but a great catcher because
Yep.
Riley will change over. Looking for some close bowls. He needs to try and get one on the head himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, a few last sentences from you, Craig.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you can stay as long as you like. The para community. What do you think about this para bowls community?
Very humbling.
Humbling.
Yep.
Yes. Talk to me about that. That's really important.
Yep.
Please.
I think you can go through life as I do. I'm able to get up in the morning. I'm able to go to the shower on my own, drive on my own, walk
Yes.
down the street, get a
Yes.
pie on my own.
Yes.
But some of these guys can't do that,
No.
and it's kind of touching to see that they don't complain about what they go through.
Right.
Every person you see has got a smiling face, even whether they've won or whether they've lost.
Certainly. Great attitudes that exist around the place here.
It's just
We just see Riley go through the head a bit there, and we see Kieran's going to draw another shot, so it's going to make 4 shots. So
Yeah.
great spirit, great attitude is what you're seeing.
It's just amazing, and I'd urge any new bowler to come down and watch this sport, because we watched a couple of ends yesterday, Kevin,
Yes.
and I think we agreed it was world championship level. The heads
Oh,
were.
you and I together. It
Yeah.
was, and look, that singles game we saw
Oh.
here between Hooksy this morning and Chen.
Yes.
The standard of play was outstanding game of
Yeah.
bowls.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You couldn't be mistaking it for I think you'd be mistaking it for world championship level. It's just amazing, and every bowl was in a match length.
it was. Now this is a really important hit because they've each got. Kieran's got 2 bowls to play, and Riley's only got 1. But Kieran is holding 4 shots.
Could be a big score.
So it's 6-2 in front. Kieran's holding 4. 5th shot looks like it's going to come in here. Looks like he's got a reasonably good arc here,
Yeah,
and he's going to be close.
rest that ball there. He's good.
Sit his own
Yeah.
bowl down, and then he
Yeah.
comes into the head. So there's
Mhm.
5 shots with a very big pressure bowl. Pressure, of course, is only
Mm.
self-induced. So
Yep.
you attend to your process. You go down your line. You draw the shot. You're going to play a 3/4 head. Go and draw the shot down the backhand. Here he goes. See what he can do. There's Riley. Might be just the man for the job because he's got a good arc.
Good
too.
line, yeah.
Good arc as well, and he's got a pretty handy speed. He might be a shade quick and get through all the holes, you know. He did. He flicked the bowl and ran through. He was only perhaps a metre or 2 fast.
He might have saved a couple.
He might have, but he might still be 4
Yeah.
down. See what the call is. Certainly 3 down with Kieran with a bowl in his hand. A very good play from Riley to work hard, keeping him in this game. It's 6-2 to Kieran with Sally Ying.
This is like another scorer here, another
There's
counter.
another counting bowl looking like
Yeah.
it's tracking in very well
Yeah,
towards the
very
jack.
good
It could be
bowl.
all over the top of the jack. This
Could
one.
be shot itself.
Very good play.
Very
Went
good.
through a very short mat width. So that's at least 4.
That's it.
Take it to 10 to at least 4. and we'll see what we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4 out. They're looking at the 5th. Here comes the measure coming out again, I think.
Oh, 5. Wow.
Definitely 5. So 11-2. So Craig, you had a
Big
big
score.
influence on that game. You saw
There
a
you
big
go.
score. So it's a humbling experience,
Humbling.
an encouraging
Yeah.
experience. Good for your bowls to learn to see this.
Amazing.
Yes.
It's just. I think you respect the game a lot more when you come down and see this.
Well done, sir.
And it's been everyone's been welcoming, and the way that the organisers coped yesterday in the rain, it was decisions were quick.
Yes.
It was on off.
Yes.
Let's get it done.
Yes.
Nobody was complaining or moaning.
Yes.
Everyone was just getting on with it.
Wonderful, Craig.
Smiling faces and happy people. I think that equals bowls.
Certainly. Craig, thank you for your support of Lloyd.
Thank you very
and
much.
thank you for support of the game of bowls. Good luck in your own bowls
Thank
career.
you, Kevin.
And thank you for sharing the time in the commentary box.
It's nice to see you. Thank
Nice
you
to
very
see
much,
you,
mate.
sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. We'll leave that with 11-2. Kieran and Julie have jumped. Kieran and Sally have jumped out to an 11-2 lead. I'll just reorganise here the next speaker here with the microphone that we've got coming in here. We'll introduce her in just a moment. We'll just see if we get an update score of this other pairs pairs playoff for 3rd and 4th, because there will be no doubt there will be some listeners will be interested in that score as well. Just bear with me for a moment, folks, and we'll get a little bit of that. You'll see the score is 7-3 over there at the present time. Graham Scalloon playing with Jeremy Smithies, playing Herbert Lawson and Ralph Woolley, and they've played 6 ends. This game is just starting its 6th end. Oh no, they haven't done the scoreboard here. They've had 6 ends here of the 15. It's 11-2 here, 7. The wheelchair's in the way over there, so I can't quite see. I think it's a 7-2 score over there. We'll try and give you an update fully as the end changes over there to who's in front. So we see, first of all, we've got what's evolving on this head here. We've got Sally Ying has played her first bowl, a little narrow metre through, and she's coming down doing a pretty similar bowl, just over a metre, 2 metres through. And Bernice just struggling a little bit for the line and weight here, getting the consistency, getting her own technique sorted out for the back end. And she's coming down here, looks to have a fairly good arc for this bowl and a better speed. She had a toucher coming down this way moments ago. It was a slightly longer head, but I think she's drawn the shot here about a mat length away, and she has, so she's got in there, so Riley will be happy about that. So let me introduce to you the next person we've had in to come and visit with us, and we've got one of the vision impaired players here in the commentary boxes. Really, I should call her. We had the godfather of the para bowls with Peter Horn here, and we should call this next guest the Right Honourable Lady of Vision Impaired Bowls. The Sue Curran here has joined us in the box. So Sue, just for our viewers, is the immediate past president of Vision Impaired Bowls, as we see Sally's go through. Immediate past president of New Zealand Blind Bowls Association, and his last year was at age 75, was the oldest member of the Commonwealth Games, New Zealand Commonwealth Games team at Birmingham, and we'll just check in with Sue in a moment. And that was her 3rd Commonwealth Games, I think, after Glasgow and the Gold Coast. And here's Bernice really latched in here, and she's played a really good bowl, and Riley's happy with that at changeover. He's going to get 2 bowls pretty much close to the centre line, 1 a yard away, 1 a mat length, less than a mat length away, 11-2 down, but still battling away. So a special welcome to a champion bowler, champion person, champion competitor, Sue Curran. Welcome to the commentary, Sue.
Thank you, Kevin, and thanks for the invitation.
It's great to see you here, and this is the first time that the vision impaired players, the VIs, have been invited to participate in the Para Bowls national championships. I mean, the vision impaired players have been having traditionally their own national championships. We're struggling with numbers. We think there are many vision impaired people around the country who would love and enjoy it if they took up playing lawn bowls, because it's a game for anybody. We can coach and guide and help people with vision challenges to play bowls, but we struggle for numbers, so it's great. Just watch this bowl from Kieran coming in. He's 2 down on the head, and he may well have played. He's a foot away here, Sue. You possibly may not see that.
Wow.
You've got your own monocular that might drag it. He's a foot away maybe.
That's fantastic.
And he's drawn a great shot from 2 down. So the vision impaired individual nationals haven't happened this year, but you've been able to come to the para champs. We'll ask you in a moment after Riley's bowl. He's trying to track towards the jack here, might just run through and missed it. He's 1 down on the head. But how's it been for you to come to the para champs this year as a vision impaired player?
I think it's been fantastic, and in many ways it's a shame we haven't been involved earlier.
Yes.
It's very inclusive. We've
Good.
been made very welcome, and it's just a fantastic competition. Everybody is just so friendly and very competitive, but very friendly with it, and it's just a very positive vibe out there.
If you just pause there, Sue, we've just Kieran's just drawn another one 15 inches away, so Riley is
Wow.
now 2 down on the head. He was 2 up at changeover, but Kieran's played 2 blinders within a foot. He's up. Kieran is up 11-2. Riley's attacking into this head with his just over a draw weight. If he grabs this jack, he's got chances of making shots here. He's close to the jack, and he moved it,
Oh wow.
but only moved it a couple of inches, and he moved it actually closer to Kieran's. He got a toucher as he ran through there, and had he got that in his mouth, he may well have scored a 3, but unfortunately for Riley, the jack just moved a few inches away, and Kieran still has 2 shots. Playing his last bowl, Kieran Fear, up 11-2 on the board. So you've had a very inclusive, good time here,
I have.
Sue.
I have.
And Kieran has played another blinder. Just see if that turns into the head. Sorry to interrupt you
Yeah,
again.
that's all right. We had the
Gonna
privilege
fall
of
in.
playing
Yes.
against Kieran the other day, and
Did you?
his
Yes.
bowls were just incredible.
Yes, good. Kieran playing out of a wheelchair, of course.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Yes, seeing these people, these disabled, they're not disabled, they've just got a problem.
We're just watching here, Sue,
Yeah.
as Riley attacks his head. He's
This,
2, maybe 3 down on this head. He misses that on the narrow side. But a big start in this match. So here's 1 shot going now. There's 2 shots going to get taken out. Bernice is taking out. They're going to have a look at this 3rd shot, and I wonder it may well be 3. Kieran's drawn all 3 of these shots, if that's the
wow.
case. Sally Yang has been playing very well, leading for him, and they've matched together as a very good pair. This pair, Kieran has complemented Sally's play, and so she's not there, he's getting there.
the quality is just incredible.
It has been. It's been absolutely wonderful.
Yes,
We'll
it
just see,
has.
they're just going to
Mm.
measure this here now. 3 shots.
Oh wow.
So that'll take it. I think that'll take that to. Let's see, we're going out to 15, 2 after 7. That's a big leap in this game. And I've just got a bit of information here, Sue, from the playoff for 3rd and 4th over the year. And Graham Scallon, who's one of the finalists in the singles, he's playing with Jeremy Smithies.
Mm-hmm.
And Graham Scallon is playing with Jeremy Smithies against Herbert Lawson and Ralph Woolley, and Graham and Jeremy are up 9-3 after 7 ends. So they're making every post a winner over there. It's a great effort for that pair, battling away. 15-2 here. So you've had a good time, Sue.
I have. I've really enjoyed it. I must admit my bowls were not going quite where I needed them to. But
We'll blame the
As a-
director.
but no, the atmosphere and everything is fantastic, and the facilities here are incredible.
Paratutu's been
yes,
great, hasn't it? The
Never
greens-
been here before. Certainly would come back again. Yeah,
Let me
no,
just
it's-
tell you, as we're playing now, there's a slightest bit of liquid sunshine just
Oops.
drifting across the ground. It's not much. It's not actually in the forecast. It's supposed to be sunny all
Yes.
morning.
Yes, we had our share yesterday. We
yes,
don't
had
need any more.
buckets of it yesterday, but it's very, very light. Yes, no, the facilities here with the 3 wonderful outdoor grass weed greens here, and then the very good carpet that they've got here, the indoor stadium, the way the club members have been looking after all of the
Oh
community.
yes, and it was just great that yesterday we got rained off and could go straight inside and just carry on playing. And it was
fabulous, wasn't it? I mean,
it was a
I
great
had
facility.
a bit of a giggle thought this morning. It was funny, as you know, we were playing the rounds and we were in 2 sections, swapping people in and out. But of course, like the rest of Australia and New Zealand, the world stopped for the Melbourne Cup. And so, but it just happened to be between the 2 games as well. So we took an extra 10 minutes and watched.
And I'm still waiting for my horse to come in, by the way.
It's still running, I
Still
think.
running, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
They brought it in for breakfast and sent it out again.
That bowl's got away on Bernice. It's rather wide and won't come back into play. So we'll see what's happening here. Where did Sally's first bowl go? She must have gone over the top. She went heavy into the ditch. So having a bit of trouble going down this way, both these ladies. It's
Yes, I
a
think that
longer
wind,
end.
the breeze is getting up too.
And the wind is maybe even holding a bowl. A little bit of moisture on the bowls might be a little challenging for players. Sally looks to have a better arc here. Speed is better. She's coming right back to the jack, and what a big correction she's made from
That's
going down to the
fantastic.
ditch. She's all over the top of the jack, and really just applies herself back to the job. And
That's great.
she's had a lot of bowls within a mat width. And any player in open company would be happy with those bowls, really close. And after poor Bernice here, after playing the wide one, this is wider because it's a wrong bias.
Whoops.
And it's the second wrong bias. Graham Scalloon played one. He laid match and he played one with his last bowl, but he tells me the scoreboard hadn't been flipped over. So even though he had to play his bowl, because the other player still had 1 bowl to go, Graham Scalloon, for those that were watching the singles earlier and saw Graham's bowl come across the screen, he said because he had 2 very close bowls, he was on 19, not what the scoreboard indicated, 18. He says it was a safe way to play the head. So he thought that was all right. So as we see, Sally's played another one, jack level, about a yard away. So Bernice really needs to get something close here for Riley. She's going down the forehand this time. I think that's what happened last time. She had the bowl prepared to go down the forehand and then ended up being asked to play it down the back. And she's got a better line here.
That's
And
much better.
Yes, I think she's got a real chance of just drifting through a bit. I was going to say she had a
Stays
chance
on.
of getting second shot, but she might have gone a bit far, but she's in a
Yes.
great home.
It's a good back position.
Yeah, good chance for a catcher. So your own play, Sue. You're going to the Somerset Nationals. Hang on, we've got a big break up before you answer that question. I think that Graham Scalloon might be picking up a lump over here in this other playoff for 3rd and 4th. He's up 9-3, and I've got a feeling that there could be 5 shots on this head. There's certainly 4, and having a look at this 5th one over there could jump out to a 14-3 lead. Big scores in both these pairs games, different than all the singles games. Both the championship event and the plate events, they were very close scores for long periods of the game. We haven't seen the scoreboard get adjusted yet, but we'll come back to you on that. But we see the men come down here now. Kieran Fear's going to play the backhand. Somebody's going to do the scoreboard hopefully in a minute. Got 9-3. I think it's at least 13-3 or 14-3
Wow.
to Jeremy Smithies and Graham Scalloon. Jeremy has not won a medal at these championships before, so he's certainly in charge with Graham Scalloon. He's got a great pairs partner there. So we saw Kieran going short in this here. He's a couple of metres short, and we've got Riley come in and he's pressed that bowl right off the top of the jack. What a fantastic bowl. Pressed that right off and he's moved the jack, got a toucher and stayed with it. So he's probably about 15 inches away shot. So it's a great shot he played down the forehand because Sally had put it right on top of the jack. Riley again was 2 down. He's played a lot of heads where he's changed the head. He's played very well.
Yes, I've not seen a lot of these players play before,
No, of
so it's
course.
it's great to see them.
You do
You
intrigue
see the
me.
names.
Your vision is poor at best, my darling, and I haven't seen a lot of them. That's very good. It's like my other vision impaired friends. They tell me I watched this rugby match last night, and they know and I know that they
Yes.
listened to it.
Yeah.
But
you know the
uh,
names, but you don't know the
you do,
players,
you
and
do.
it's nice now putting names to faces.
That's
Blurry faces, I'll add, but
Riley's
faces.
going down this forehand. He's just got caught up on Kieran Shorten. Otherwise, he was all over the top of that jack with his second to last bowl. Kieran might be 2 down here. This back bowl of Bernice's, but I don't think it is. Might be second shot. It could be third. Kieran has gone a little wide, I think, trying to draw the shot down the back end. We'll see where it goes. It's going around the head. It's out to the right off the screen at the moment. So that won't be counting. Riley's changed his hair now, got in his own way. He's going to try and add to the head down the back end. He's just going to cut back into the head. He's got one. His speed's good. He's a little quick perhaps. Run through. He's a little narrow. So we're taking one out here to Riley where he trailed the jack, and they're looking at the second shot. Bernice is saying, I think my one's in down the back here. It's the one we were wondering about. And out will come Sally's measure.
Certainly looks like the one at the back at the moment.
Tail of the tape, Sue. It's like, what are they? That must be from the boxing, is it? The tail of the tape where
Something.
they do the weigh-in and the measure. Yes, I think it is 2, yeah. 2?
Oh.
Yes, it is 2. So there's getting him a little bit of help there. 15-4, brilliant shot by Riley. Sally to bowl on top of the jack. He pressed it off, moved the jack, brought Bernice's back bowl into play, got a 2. 15-4 after 8 ends.
8 ends.
So 8 gone of the 15 to come. 15 to finish in this Peers final for the gold medal. Yes, it's been a great tournament here.
Yes, it has. No complaints about it at all, and I'll
It's,
certainly be involved in the next one.
Yeah, you'd like to. Yes, there's,
You were asking about Somerset Nationals?
yes, the Somerset Nationals. Thank you for
Yes.
that little segue back. So your own plans?
Are definitely to go to them, singles and pairs.
Yes.
I've been playing at them since they started.
Yes, of course.
And prior to that, our own blind nationals.
Yes, of course. Who are you playing with in the Peers?
I'm pairing up with my blindy mate, Tom Boyd.
Tom Boyd.
Yes.
He's had an exceptional tournament
He
here himself.
He has excelled in this tournament.
He
I'm
has.
very, very proud of him.
Yes.
With his wife Gay as
Yes.
director.
Yes.
And Bronwyn and I.
Yes,
So
Bronwyn, your great friend and director.
yes,
Who
we
you
go.
went to the Commonwealth Games with.
Yes, the Blind World Bowls in March.
And certainly, of course. So we see Bernice go over the centre line, a couple of metres, just a bit shade narrow, but past the jack. Yes, so you and Bronwyn have a formidable competition pair and
Yes.
great friends.
Yes.
I hear that you quite enjoy going out for a coffee and a lunch
yeah,
together,
Just the odd one or three.
or 12. Yes.
I know every time you try to phone me, I'm at lunch or having
Of course,
coffee.
look at this bowls here, if you can see that there with your binocular, Sue. So here's Sally, a mat length over, and we would call that from the
good.
blind bowls, of course, the jack is the centre of the clock, and
Yes.
from the mat, that bowl would be at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Yeah.
1 o'clock, and so it's a mat length through at 1 o'clock. So here comes Bernice coming down to the head, down the back end. Speed very similar to her first one, which is not a bad home, couple of metres over. Just needs them a shade closer to help Riley out, her Peers partner here. Riley won it last year with Sally. They must have been, I didn't see last year's Peers final.
okay.
I was away when that was being played. I was at a meeting, and but the way they're both playing here today, when Kieran's playing well too, that Riley's changed a lot of heads. Sally is coming here again, drawing a shot down the forehand. Beautiful speed. She's a foot short. Wonderful shot.
Still very good play.
Yes.
Yes, no, we're coming down to the Somerset Nationals. I'll
Great.
pair up with
Singles
Tom.
and Peers.
Singles and pairs.
Yes, beautiful.
Looking forward to it.
Should be a good event. It's been interesting to talk to people here and to people in the wider para movement. I think there's going to be more players playing this year, and that's really exciting. Bowls New Zealand have created a great championship, trying to be inclusive of everybody to play bowls.
Yes, with
and
any
want
sort
people
of
to play.
any
It's a-
sort of disability. It's great.
It's a game for everybody.
It is.
Is exactly what it is.
And I had a count up this morning. It's 55 days away. You know me.
I do. But I might have to check you on that. We just see Bernice went through there a little bit, went through a couple of holes, and we'll see Sally drawing in her third bowl. She's got 2 at the changeover, and she might have gone through a measure for the centre line. So Riley, unfortunately for him, he's going to change over. He's a couple down. He's got to go down and draw the shot. He's 15-4 behind. He's got room there, foot away. He's been playing well. He's more than capable. Yes, that score in the other game, the playoff for 3rd and 4th. Graham Scallon playing with Jeremy Smithies is up 14-3 after 8 ends against Herbert Lawson's. Herbie had a great fun time here, and Ralph Woolley he's playing with, and as we see Riley come down here, he's very close again. He might land this jack. He did
Wow.
land the jack. Oh, he flicked it down, but of course Sally had bowls over the head, so they moved it from one area where she had 2 to another area where she's got 2 still. The jack went straight up the green, and now Sally still has 2 shots as Kieran comes to play down the back end.
Because there's no time limit on this
No-
one.
No time limit. This is 15 ends, so
Yes.
Kieran's down there. He's knocking Sally up, and that one will now be in play. That'll be 3 shots. He played the head, and he played his peers partner there, Sally Eng, back into the head. So Riley's having to change the back end. He's playing with a little bit of weight, reaching down the back end, going to try and change the position of the jack on this hand. He looks a shade narrow, I fear. He's got a great speed to turn that jack.
Oh, just
If he
clipped.
grabs that jack this time, he's got some catches over the head, but he's 3 down on the head, and 1 bowl left to play for Riley Patterson. Kieran's going to draw again. He's on the back end, playing out of his chair. Seems to have a nice arc, and we'll see here the speed. Looks a shade quick, but he'll go to a good home down the back here. He's covering these bowls of Bernice's. It may well be a purposeful shot. He's got the back bowl, and always handy in this game of bowls, of course, to have the back bowl when a man's reaching through the head. So there's 3 shots. Riley playing his last bowl. He's got great speed, but I think he looks to be a shade wide. Starting to turn back into the head here. They are. He may just drift wide of these shot bowls. He's got a beautiful speed to rest bowls. Yard over. He played the yard over 2 yards very well, but he'll be.
Oh, it's
Bernice wants to go and declare the head. They're getting told to get out of there. We've got 1 more bowl, says Kieran. We've got 3. I want to get 4. And Riley saying, "You're our last chance. Could you be heavier now and trail it to us?" No, the way Kieran's playing, he's liable to draw another shot here. He's got 3. Anything within a mat length will get him a 4th shot. So he's got good speed. He may be a shade narrow. Get onto his own bowl.
Yes.
Pump that up. Don't know whether that'll count. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what they can go and declare the head now. Bernice is putting 1
She's
shot out. She's putting 2 shots out, Sue.
Wow.
And here comes the 3rd one. That's the 3rd. And then who's got the 4th one? They're having a good look around. There's Kieran's there and the one in front of the jack versus Riley's out to the side. I think there's a wee measure going to come out here again.
Yes, it looks fairly tight. It's good to see them not mess around with the measures either. They're
Well, they're
straight
just
into it.
getting onto it.
Yes,
You know, I mean,
straight onto it.
open players could actually, able-bodied players could learn something from this. Get on and measure the shot instead of walking around.
Dancing around.
That's a 4th shot there from Kieran, I think.
Oh wow.
I think that it is. 4th, yes it is. They've kicked that out there. 4th shots. That'll take it out to a big lead here. 19-4 after 9 ends. This is getting to be a challenging target to find and drag back in. But open players could learn. Get your measure out. If there's any doubt about it,
Just measure.
measure the shot. Doesn't take a lot of time, a lot of effort to get down and measure the shot. Don't die wondering. Get down, measure the shot, sort it out, and move on. So yes, so these players have been really good to do that, and some, of course, have required assistance. But Sally's able to bend over. Sally is able to bend. She had a tractor accident, so 25 years ago,
Wow.
and ended up getting crushed foot. She ended up with a dropped foot, and she got leg damage and arm damage. She was obviously working on the farm. She said she didn't give me all the details, but was happy
Okay.
for that to be shared, and and that's had a consequence. But it's like the attitude, and you know that. So within the blind, low vision community, despite the challenges people have, they get on and participate.
Well, you've got to. You can curl up in the corner if you want to, but if you're stupid enough.
You don't reckon that's a good option?
Not really. It's pretty boring in the corner on your own.
I-
No, get out and join in.
I have
And you make it fun or make it competitive, whichever you want.
certainly.
I like the competitive side, naturally.
Oh, really? You think?
You'd never, you
Yeah.
wouldn't have known that.
Yes, I see that for a long time now. So we see Sally go down the forehand. She's got the mat up a couple of metres. The jack's about a metre short of the 2 metre mark at the other end, long end. She's gone through a metre. It's 19-4 to Kieran and Sally, making every post a winner at the present time over Bernice and Riley. In the other game, 14-4, Graham Skillen with Jeremy Smithies.
They must
playing
be
off
getting
the-
close to
yeah.
time, are they, that one?
Yes, that's a very good point. I didn't actually check the time they started. Let me just have a look at my own watch. It's 12:31. They probably started about 10 past 11. So yeah, they might only have 10 minutes to go. So that game looks well in control with it. That game is still time limit. This is 15 ends, no time limit. 19-4 after 8 ends, 7 to go. I mean, if it score keeps growing like this, you may not see the 15 ends completed here. It might get called off early if it got to an unassailable lead, but we'll see a lot of the ends played, I'm sure. Sally plays the bowl here. She's a metre short, says Kieran, on the centre line. Good player. She's played very well leading in this event. Very well. Here comes the sun. A bit of light rain we had coming through before really came to nothing, Sue.
Which is
And the
good.
sun has come back to see us, so that's really good.
That's good after yesterday's little effort.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. So Bernice is down here. She's holding one shot a yard over the head. She might get past the short one of Sally's. She just ran into it and slid past. Might have snuck up for a second shot. But one a yard over, one just over a metre and a bit more. Being an old boy, I talk in yards and metres. I never quite know which is which. And, a metre obviously is a touch more than a yard, but who knows?
Well, when you can't see it, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, one of the things that we talk about commonly, of course, in blind low vision bowls is we talk in terms of the distance of a mat. 1 mat, 2 mats.
Yes.
It's a very tangible distance for people. Sally has changed her hand here and gone down the backhand. And she's played forehand all game. And what does she do? She goes down the backhand, draws one a mat length, or maybe a yard short. She's in a great line, draws it a yard short, but that'll be the counting shot.
Apart from the totally blind, of course, B2 up can see the mat and get an idea of the
Good,
distance.
yeah, certainly.
Mm.
Certainly. The length of a mat. So it's a great turn. I mean, I must admit, I talk about with my own players and teams. I talk about a mat length. You keep getting bowls within a mat length, you're winning a lot of games. You know,
Yes, I must
gee
remember
whiz.
that.
Keep working. I heard a tip the other day. I had a friend playing bowls. He was going to go and play a singles. I said, the tip I want to give you is if you get your bowls closer than the other people, you'll probably win. Did you know that?
I might remember that one
Might
too.
remember that one too. So here we are at changeover. We've got a little bit of a measure for shot. We've got Sally with one perhaps a yard short of the head, maybe a mat length, and Bernice similar distance, maybe a touch more over the head. We'll just see here. But excuse me. Players, the skips have come down to play, so Kieran is going to play down the back of Sally's bowl, down the backhand, in control of this game. up 19-4 after 8. It looks to be short on his delivery, I believe. He's a reasonable arc,
Yes.
but he's going to pull up a couple of metres short. Riley wants to play the forehand,
Got
but
to make a nuisance
but
of
he
himself.
has made a nuisance of himself, Kieran, with that bowl through. He's got a cross there about, he'd be at what we would call in the blind bowls world 4 o'clock. So Riley's going down the back end now, where the shot is already counting. Going down the back end, the shot's already counting perhaps. He's like a good arc to go round this bowl, but he might be a little long. He's got a good arc turning back, but he's several metres over because he's actually gone as
ditch,
far as
is
the
he?
ditch. Yes, he has. It's fascinating, Sue. You can see that with your monocular. A B3 player, of course, for those that don't know about vision impaired bowls, a B3 player frequently can see the bowls up to the head. And this is how it is for Sue when she plays. They can see bowls up to the head, but they don't have any depth perception frequently. And sometimes on certain lights of the day, if it's a bright, glary sunlight, that can be quite hard.
Yeah.
And it might just look like a bit of an amorphous blob of bowls, and there's no depth perception there. So vision impaired players are allowed to use a monocular off the mat,
Off the mat,
and so
yes.
that's helpful. Then when they go to the mat, they have to play just as it is for them. So Riley's changed hands here this time. He's gone into the ditch with his first, he's played his second down the forehand, and he's got a great speed, just a bit narrow. Kieran went out with his second bowl. He was wide and short with his first. So Kieran's got one last bowl. We think that Sally's got the shot. Up 19-4. Kieran's playing his last bowl. But, we've got planes going over the top. We've got trucks rattling along behind.
Shaking the building.
We don't know whether the
yes.
plane's rattling this or the truck. And Kieran's got a great track here to turn in and get a counting shot here. He may get the closest shot. He has his jack level here,
Oh, good
15
shot.
inches away, a beautiful shot. But, and so now Riley's having to change back to the back end again, I think. He's played backhand, forehand, backhand. A fair bit of that play in this game. Riley and Beneath have done a bit of chopping and changing. He's got a great arc here, great arc. Maybe a shade quick again, and he could come off his own bowl, which he was too
just
fast. So
missed.
beautiful line. Couple of metres over, and we'll see what the position is on the head as they come up to the clear. They take out Kieran's one shot. Kieran had good bowls last end on the head as well. As I said earlier, that so we both, Sally and Kieran together, they're really working well as a pair.
They are gelling very
Both-
much so as
both
the
gelling.
team, yes, as the team.
And whereas Bernice and Riley are working hard to get a bowl within a metre most ends. The other two are getting some in there consistently. So let's see who's got the second shot here. They've taken one out to Kieran and Sally, and I think it might be 2. It is 2. 21-4
Wow.
after 9.
Massive
It's a big
mountain ahead of them, isn't
big
it?
mountain
for the other
there.
two.
A big one to get past. Big one to get past. So that's 21-4 after 9. The other game here, Graham Skellen must be getting close to nearly the last end over there. Up 14-5, playing this Piers off for the bronze medal with Jeremy Smithies, playing Herbie Lawson and Ralph Woolley, and Graham Skellen and Jeremy Smithies are up 14-5 after 10. But they will be stopping soon, and we're just left with this Piers final.
It's going to be a very exciting afternoon, actually.
Oh, it's
with
going to
what's
be
going on.
It's going to be fun. I think this singles match starting. It's 12:40 now. We're expecting around 2 o'clock. We expect to play the singles final. The singles final will be between who I've referred to as the godfather of Parabowls, Peter Horn,
Peter
known as
Horn.
Hooksy, playing, in fact, very experienced player, Graham Skellen, and previous Commonwealth Games player and champion bowler in his own right, and very successful at many levels. And they've both been playing outstanding bowls throughout this whole event, and I think that has the potential of being an absolute fabulous match
Yes,
this
it will
afternoon
be.
around
It
turn
will
one.
be.
Not to be much the match this morning. We see Sally play an excellent bowl here, just a mat width away. But the singles this morning between Chen and Peter Horn, seriously, as a match, as an advertisement for para bowls that anybody can play and come and work at your game and participate. And then if you work and work and work, then you can also excel. And that's what they showed this morning. They were
Yes.
excellent players. It was a standing game of bowls.
Yes, and whether you've got one arm or one leg or a wheelchair,
Vision
or it
challenges.
doesn't. Yeah, vision. It doesn't matter.
You're all superstars in my book. I'm telling you now. You know that. I'm passionate about the para bowlers world and the
You
courage that people play, the inspiration that people are, and the talent that people play. On purpose, I don't try and challenge anybody to too many matches because I'm going to get made a mess of if I play. We see Bernice run away a bit narrow, a little short, and we see Sally coming again. She's got great speed. She's just a shade narrow, but she's great speed, a yard over the jack, laying there for 2. And we'll see where Bernice goes with the second bowl. She looks a lot heavier this time. She's got a better line. She might get to land on this, or she might just find all the holes and get through and get nothing.
Oh,
She didn't, and she ran through to the ditch. So 2 shots at the moment to Sally Ing leading for Kieran Fear, really making not too much of a race of this at the moment. 21-4 of a 15 inning game after 9 ends.
yes, I've got a hard challenge, but it's still possible.
Yes, indeed, indeed. People keep working at it, and that's what happens, isn't it? So Sally's played. She's got a great line, but I think she's taken a couple of metres off. Bernice is getting instructions here from
Change her hand.
Riley to change her hand down to the back end. Not a simple thing to do when you've got some balance issues.
Or if the brain doesn't kick in, like one of
or-
mine
or all of
yesterday with
those
a
things.
wrong bias.
Oh, exactly.
First wrong bias I've had in a long time.
Is it?
Yes.
So Bernice has played this, but she's been heavy again down this back end, and she's come down to the ditch. So change over here. Sally has got 3 shots, one very close a width of the mat, 1 a yard away past the jack, and 1 2 metres short. But 3 shots nonetheless. So as you will know, Sue, as these players just converse midfield here, 21-4 after 9. Next Sunday's a really big day for New Zealand blind bowls with Taylor Bruce at Forbury Park, the world champion Taylor Bruce.
Yes, that's
Is going to
down.
run a have a go day for
Dunedin.
any woman with any disabilities to come and have a go. Never played or have played. Come and play bowls. Anybody wants to come along and be part of that party, come along that fun, even if you're a player, come along and see what's going on.
And that's Dunedin.
That's Dunedin. So
Yes.
Taylor's going to run three have a go days in Dunedin. 1 next Sunday, and then 2, I think, after Christmas, in February, I think. And then Val Smith's running 3 in Nelson. 1 on the 16th of December, I know about, and 2 in February.
Okay.
Great world champion players. These blackjack women, fantastic. 4 women, funded by the Ministry of Women, encouraging women to participate in sport. Women with disabilities. We wouldn't turn the men away, but this is funded by the women's division, and the men are welcome to come along and support the program as well. And then Taylor's also going to run 3 have a go days in Christchurch. So we're hoping to encourage women with disabilities to come and join in this party of bowls.
And that's fantastic because anybody in the bowling worlds know those 2 names, Val
Val
Smith
Smith, Taylor
and
Bruce.
Taylor Bruce.
Wonderful. Well, this is for non-players to come through. Anybody, players, non-players, anybody could come. Interesting result on this head we just saw there, Sue, was
Yes.
that Kieran played. He was two and a bit metres short, and Riley played down the back end, and unfortunately for Riley, he caught Kieran's bowl fair square and knocked it up. So Riley is 4 down, and Kieran's now drawing a
Another
5th
one in.
bowl. So Riley's looking to get a bowl within a yard. And it's 21-4. He's 5 down here, Riley. He's changing to the forehand to try and draw a shot. And we'll see what he does here. He's coming in with a little bit of speed. He might get onto his own short one. He did a
Oh.
little, and he probably didn't change. He might have saved one, but I think you'll find he's still 4 down, probably, definitely 3. 4 down as he knocked that other bowl of his own up. Kieran's going to play his last bowl. Kieran Fear from Kia Toa Club in Hawks in Hastings. He sends a greeting out to his
Oh.
workmates from the Ngāti Kahanunu Trust. Kieran's played this bowl. He's got onto the back of his mate's ball. He might move the jack. He did. He got a hold of the jack and moved it down the rink further. He's laying 5 shots.
Oh.
5 shots is Riley's got 1 bowl to play. A big end here. You know, Riley's now going to. He looks to be in an attacking shot here. No, yes he is. An attacking shot. He's going to try and kill this. He's coming to the head. It's very, very close. Got this
Oh,
jack
wow.
fair in the belly.
Straight
He
in
put
the
the
ditch.
jack into the ditch. 5 down, drove the jack, put it into the ditch.
And I think he
Fantastic.
stayed
shot.
with it too, I think, didn't he?
And he got the applause. He did stay
Mm.
with it. The jack stayed alive in the ditch. It just stayed alive by about a foot, and it makes it 21-5. It could have been 26-5. Might have been game all over even.
That was a good
But,
shot.
it was
Very
a
good
brilliant
shot.
shot. Big brave shot from Riley Patterson. Put the jack in the ditch. Score 1, 21-5. We're still alive, he says. Fantastic.
Well, I hope next Sunday goes well for the Dunedin.
Certainly.
People with
Well,
that-
anybody in Dunedin, come along and see
Yes.
what's going on, and anybody with any woman, especially with disabilities, but anybody with any disabilities, or anybody wants to just come along and see what's happening at Forbury Park Bowling Club. 11 o'clock to 2:30. Should be a fun day.
And bring their
What's-
own lunch, or is lunch supplied?
No, lunch is supplied.
Lunch is supplied.
Lunch is going to be catered for people. I'm just watching the umpire walk up the green. I'm not sure what he's up to. I'm not sure what he's doing here. I'm wondering if he's going to go and check the health of somebody. No, I think he's going to go and just, talk to the scoreboard and the player. There might be an error between the card and the scoreboard, so they're just going to sort that out together. David Brunton, very good umpire here in the Takanaranack, and his dear wife Betty, also fantastic umpires in this region. It's not 21, it's 20, they're telling me. Just adjusting the scoreboard. We'll see. The margin is still big. Bernice has got one, a yard away, and Sally's delivered her bowl a little short. They put the score around the wrong way at one stage. They must have snuck up while I wasn't looking as well. They're in charge of that. I think what's happened is that, and I'm not surprised, early in the game we saw the Leeds did not adjust the scoreboard.
Oh, right.
Did not. It was really right early in the game, and I didn't watch, I have to say, when the skips went down to play, and I thought that they had adjusted the scoreboard. And so what's happened is when the next end was scored, it was scored, but the previous end wasn't scored on the board, so the number of ends wasn't correct,
Okay.
and the score wasn't 100% correct either. So now we're just going to get an update as Kieran Fear moves his chair away. It's not going to have a drastic effect on the distance, the difference in this game at the moment. It's actually, the score was round the wrong way. It's 20-6 after 11. So there was an error
Just
of
an
one
error.
shot either way, and an end missed out on the scoreboard. The card was right. The card was in charge of the game.
So they're
David
now playing their
they-
12th.
playing their 12th end of 15. So hence, if that 5 was scored down here, that may well have finished the game playing the 12th, playing the 11th end. But David has that well under control, under his management. The other match, the playoff for bronze, is still going. It's 14-6 after 11. I'm surprised they haven't finished. They must be very close. Somebody should have had them on the bell, and maybe they haven't had them on the bell. Maybe they're going to play out their 15 ends. That bronze medal match. So that change over here. This is a looser end from Sally. She's been playing outstandingly well. She's a couple of metres away with all three of her bowls, and Bernice has actually got three inside her. Shotty perhaps a half a yard away, and then maybe a second counter a yard and a little more away. But we'll see what's going down. The way Kieran's playing, he'll draw this and get close. Riley's playing his first draw shot. He's gone a little long over the top of the head. It's only a slightly shorter end, this one. Riley says, will I go the forehand or will I go the backhand as he sits on the mat?
Well, I do hope we've got some blind and low vision players, bowlers watching this live streaming.
Yes.
Who
Who-
consider joining up with the NZBLBA
Yes.
or coming on board to the Paras. Yes, definitely.
Or anybody with a disability is welcome to contact New Zealand Blind Lawn Bowls Association or Para Bowls New Zealand, and
all
or
on
if there's any questions, the simplest, I would put them in the right places to people. I just watched Kieran Fair draw into the back of Bernice's bowl here, fell off it and probably drew another shot. If anybody wants to get information, contact me, contact Kevin at bowlsnewzealand.co.nz, and anybody with disabilities, or you've got family members or somebody in your club, we can assist and get people support to join New Zealand Deaf Bowls Association. New Zealand Deaf Bowls had an exceedingly successful tournament at the World Championships, just went to Scotland and won the men's and women's singles gold medals, and they went to Edinburgh, just came back a month ago. If anybody to join the New Zealand Deaf Bowls, need to be people who have hearing loss of 55 decibels, which is like 55% hearing loss. So anybody there would be capable, as assessed correctly, as joining that group. But anybody with vision challenges or anybody with physical challenges, talk to Kevin at bowlsnewzealand.co.nz and I'll put you in touch with the right people. It's really interesting, Sue, can tell you this, that Pam Walker, the Secretary of Para Bowls New Zealand, was telling me this morning that while this championship has been on, because it's been on Facebook, on Bowls New Zealand Facebook, it's been on Para Bowls Facebook, they've had 3 inquiries this last 3 days
that's
to
great.
join Para Bowls New Zealand. As we see Kieran trying to draw a shot here. How far is he going? He might have drawn, no, he went through a yard. Let's just come over the top of that. We'll see what the score is here. As they declare the head, playing the 12th of 15. So 3 inquiries just this week.
That's great.
And that's a great, this is a great advertising. This head's not so flash, but the heads, particularly in the singles this morning, were incredible. The standard of play, but it's also about participation.
It is.
It's about joining in, it's about community, it's about spirit and attitude. It's a fabulous community that people enjoy being with each other.
Yes, and if you need to get classified, there's a classifier
We can get
within
that
the
all
group as
sorted
well
out.
now. So
Yes, indeed.
yeah, that's
Let's see
good.
what they're saying. One shot here to Bernice's shot was taken out that she drew, so that's 20-7 after 12 ends. So that's 13 the diff. 3 ends to go, so the next end could be very telling. Very telling.
And I believe the next Para Bowls is in the South Island next year.
Yes, the club is not yet defined. They've
No.
got to finalise that with the club.
But it
Para
will,
Bowls Championship.
will
they're-
head south.
what they tend to do for the Para Bowls New Zealand is they play one in the North Island, one in the South, and it's an interesting and I think a useful strategy that they do. They've done for many years. They tend not to play in the main centres, so they've played in New Plymouth. They played in Invercargill last year. They won't be in Christchurch or Dunedin or Nelson in the South Island, so you can take your clues. And I don't want any suggestions, Sue, because it hasn't been finalised with the club
That's all right.
of where it might be, but there are a lot of interest of a couple of clubs in the South Island that are keen to host them. And then at last night's meeting, hope we're not speaking out of turn at the AGM, 2 years from now, I think the Thames Valley have indicated an interest through one of their members here
It's fantastic.
to potentially host it. And so it's great to take a great bowl here from Bernice has drawn a shot a yard over the head on a full length end, 20 to 7 down. But to go to the smaller areas of New Zealand and show people around the country what para bowls is all about is really exciting.
That is excellent.
And of course, you know, and I mean this in the nicest possible way. I'm a bit scared of what I was going to say then, so I'll just reframe that, put the teeth back in as we watch Sally draw a shot. But a beautiful shot here from Sally, 15 inches away. Beautiful. She's played well throughout this final. Smaller communities in New Zealand, large cities in New Zealand are great places to be. The smaller communities in New Zealand are about community, and it's a very special place to be in smaller places. And so for these events to go to smaller facilities, smaller communities in New Zealand is really exciting, I think, for both, for the community and for the bowling world.
It is, and I recall a few years ago we had the Blind Nationals down here in New Plymouth,
Yes, yes.
and it was fantastic. Wherever, I cannot recall the venue, which club it was. There's so
I'm-
many clubs down this
I
way.
was not involved in that one, so I can't say whether
right.
it was. Was it here or was it Fitzroy?
It might have been at Fitzroy.
I've
It
got a
wasn't at Paratutu.
Well, if it was likely to be at Fitzroy.
Yes,
So we see
very good
Bernice
venue.
is just short there, and then Sally comes in and she nails one right on top of it. A foot past, great bowling here, great leading. 20 to 7 in front, dominating this game. Playing the 13th or the potentially 15, but it might not get to 15 ends. We'll see. See what the outcomes are. We see Bernice, she was short with the last, so she's really increased the weight, making sure she's up, but she's overcorrected that, and she'll charge past the head. And the way Sally's been playing, Sally Eng here, playing from the Waiuku Club in the county's Manukau Centre, she's going to go down. She's going to put another one within a mat length, so that's what I expect, the way she's playing here. And it's come down on a beautiful track again, beautiful speed, fantastic shot, drawing the shot itself.
Oh, lovely.
Everybody's bowing. She's 6 inches away. She's got two other bowls a mat width away. Any open company player, man or woman, would be happy to have that sort of leading in a competition. Very good standard of play.
Yes, there's been some incredible heads throughout the whole tournament.
Oh, right through the tournament,
Yeah.
and not just these players that are in the finals. There's been
No.
some fantastic play for players that aren't in, including yourself. You've had a very good tournament yourself, played well, played very well,
Thank you.
but right across, an enormous number of players. It's really interesting, you know my own involvement with the para and
Yes.
vision impaired world for a lot of years now, and I've seen it for year on year on year. The standard of play just continues to improve. Players are improving better and better. As we see Riley come in, he might sit this roll for shot, but he didn't. He got the back of it and tucked it round the corner. Got the wrong side of the bowl. A very tough effort from Riley. 3 down on the head still.
I think one thing too that certainly improves the blind bowls, and it would involve the para players as well, is their involvement with local clubs. We're playing at local clubs, sighted clubs.
Wonderful point you make there, Sue. An absolutely wonderful point.
It has to improve the game.
That's the other game just stopping here. They're playing their last end. They're only going to have one bowl to play. He's not even going to play it. It's up 14-10. Big comeback there. But Graham Scallern is not going to play his last bowl. Whatever the story is on the head, he might have shot. We watch here as Kieran draws a metre over covering bowls. But so the bronze medal has been just won over there by Graham Scallern, with Jeremy Smithers beating Herbert Lawson and Rolf Woolley before they played this last end. And I think Scallern has scored one shot here. He will have won that 15-10. But we go back to this final of the main event for the gold medal. Riley's tried to play up there. He's 3 down on the head, and he's got one bowl left to play. He's a metre short. He got a wee bit of a slide. You were saying about the participation in clubs, Sue.
Yes.
Is so crucial. That is how players develop. I think many years ago, para players, vision impaired players, played their own events occasionally.
Yes.
Now they take a full participation in all club championships. They play inter-club, full clubs, they play centre events. And by playing in these full competitions, improves their standard of play. And that's
Most
what
definitely.
we're seeing at the National
Most
Championships.
definitely. And you don't have to join in with the top competition of a club if you don't want to. You can just go for a roll-up.
You can just, exactly,
But
go
if you
down.
want to improve your bowls,
Yes.
you do need to
So
start
you can-
joining in.
You can just participate.
Mm.
You can play social bowls on any day of the week, on your own or with others, or you can
Yes.
play at participation, competition, national, international levels. Here we go with Kieran playing potentially. He's 3 down on the head in big trouble here. He's got a great track. He's just going to miss his own, and he's going to sit the shot bowl, hit it, laid it out,
Yes.
and he might have got the shot out of it. Fantastic bowl, 3 down on the head. Then he played across the head, sat the closest bowl. Oh, and
Sally's
Sally
calling
says he's
too.
still holding 1 and 2.
Well, we head back on Friday to Hamilton
Yes,
and
what are you up to?
straight into championship triples on
Oh,
Saturday,
at
Sunday
your club.
at the club.
And your club is?
Claudelands
Give
Bowling
them,
Club.
give them a heap.
Yeah,
eh?
Claudelands Bowling Club, very inclusive
Yes.
of the blindies.
Yes.
We have 2 or 3 blindies there.
Yes.
And yeah, very competitive club, which is what we like.
Certainly. You see Kieran throws bowl away there on purpose, didn't play it. He's holding 2
Sensible
according
boy.
to Sally. Bernice thought she had the shot, and Sally thinks she's got 1, possibly 2. That looks like maybe that is 1 there, says Bernice.
Yeah, she's still looking at it very hard.
She is. Let's get a measure out, says Sally. We'll measure the lot all round.
They've got the umpire sitting right here as well,
Yeah,
underneath.
the umpire's just right below us as well. We've got a very excellent viewing and commentating area here. We're in a David. We've sung your praises, David, as you look up. Say that again. That's correct. They may. What? I'm just going to pause the commentary for a tiny second. Can you mute me for a moment or not, please? So we're just excusing that pause in commentary just there momentarily. Just a small consultation the umpire wished to have with ourselves. A two there. It was 2 that Sally and Kieran got, 22-7, which makes a differential here of 15 shots.
15.
And so, in fact, of course, they can't win. The laws of the game, the new laws of the game, now say that you can and should cease the game. The umpire is really just going to see the controller inside. This is not a Bowls New Zealand event. This is Para Bowls New Zealand event controlling this. And so they're playing this out, but they've now got an unassailable lead at 22-7. Help me with the maths. That's 15 shots.
15
It's good with 12 bowls. So I didn't see what the score was last time. It might have been unassailable last time. The difference. Yeah, it was 13.
have
They didn't
been-
need to play it then.
No,
That's right.
no, they've
So anyway, they're playing it, so it's fine. Good for the spectators, and maybe
And-
for the viewers. But what we're going to see
and
here,
look-
of course, is we're going to see Kieran Fear and Sally Yang are going to win this National Para Pairs Championships, win the gold medal against Riley Patterson with Bernice Tyree here at the Paratutu Bowling Club. It's a great achievement for Sally. She won the Para Pairs last year, playing in fact with Riley. And now it's a drawn pair, so she's got a different skip this year, and she's gone ahead and she's going to win it back
played
to back.
extremely well.
And the umpire's now looking like he's going to walk out onto the green and give the skips the information maybe he's going to give them that they should be stopping this and not play their bowls. Maybe they'll stop play, or maybe he'll just let them play through. Really will have no outcome on the result of the match. See what he says. Playing for the pleasure of. The green's so good, the conditions are so good. It's got a little cooler, it's cloudy, but
And they get their bowls up the right end
they get
of
the
the
bowls
green
up the
too.
right end, put them in their bags. I reckon that's a good idea, Sue. Well done. Nice judgment as we see Sally finishing this with a gold medal 2 years in a row, finishing a yard over, holding shot. Bernice playing her shot now. One bowl, her last bowl to play of this final. Looks to be narrow, methinks. So yes, we've got a message through from the umpire that they're just playing the bowls back now and then pulling the pin. But of course the game is in an unassailable position for Riley Patterson and Bernice Tyree. So the skips will come down to play now.
It's
The
been an incredible
Sally
game.
has two shot. A
Incredible
wonderful,
game, yeah.
wonderful achievement
Mm.
here for Kieran and Sally. Sally has had a terrific game, laying a great foundation, getting acclaim from Riley as they change over, support with the standard of play that she's played throughout this match. We'll be back this afternoon. We'll just stay with this till this finishes, see what this last end concludes with. But we'll be back at 2 o'clock. It's just 6 minutes past 1 at the moment. 2 o'clock with the singles final. It's going to be potentially a fantastic match between Peter Horn, Graham Scullin. We'll also have the plate singles final between Lloyd Stinton, a second year player from Browns Bay, playing against Peter Wiley. And that also should be a really good match in that plate. They've battled away through that field. Plate will play 1 hour 40 or 21 shots, and the Open Championship will play no time limit 21 shots match.
That will be on this rink.
That'll be on this TV rink.
Yes.
It's 2 o'clock kickoff, so we see Kieran throwing and delivering his first bowl a couple of metres short. We're looking at the moment like having a loose end on the last end. We'll see if somebody can get close here. Keep the spectators excited. We've got Riley, who's had a very good game, playing to losing heads quite a lot of the time and altering heads, making changes to the heads many times. He's through a metre narrow. He won the Piers last year with Sally and is going to finish runner-up this year. So you're going back to play club championships Saturday, Sue, are you?
Yes, triples
Fantastic.
championships with my director Bronwyn
Very
and one of the players from Claudelands Bowling Club.
Very good.
Yes,
Yes.
and the following weekend we have got club championship pairs.
Certainly. So lots of things happening in your forefront. Kieran
Yes.
was going to get close to that jack then, but he trundled into his own bowl. So there's still a metre all round it for Riley to draw the shot here. He's coming in from the wide side. He might go round them. He looks a shade wide / quick. No, but width might get him to turn. He may well
Stays
have got
under
in
there, it'll be
he might
alright.
have got in the back door to get shot round there. Last bowl here from Kieran, and Riley one bowl to play. And so very soon, after these couple of bowls are played, we'll be leaving the Paratutu Bowling Club and coming back to join you. But we've had a great win here for Kieran Fear, playing with Sally Eng, and they're going to take out this championship gold medal. We'll just see where this bowl of Kieran's goes. Got a great track here, got a wedge off his own, gets the jack, just misses it to score the shot at the moment.
A great finish
Riley's
for him.
got one bowl to go. It may be 23-7 unless Riley changes the head.
Great finish for Kieran.
Yes, Riley's now going down the backhand to try and sit the bowl. Looks wide, just going to miss the head. And that's going to conclude this match here at Paratutu. 23-7 win, as we say, to Kieran Fear from Hastings and Sally Eng from South Auckland, and we congratulate them, and we'll see you back at 2 o'clock.